Hi, it's Gary Kayye. We're here at the SDVoE Alliance booth. We're going to do a quick tour because one of the things that's unique about SDVoE is that they play with a lot of different companies in the industry. I'm here with Justin Kennington. Hey, Justin, how are you?
Good, Gary. Doing great.
We're at InfoComm 2018. Give me a quick tour. I mean, obviously right here, we start here and we see you're doing live educational presentations every 20 minutes or so. How's that going?
It's been great so far. Here we are pushing noon on the first day of the show. We have 41 sessions planned from this morning all the way through Friday afternoon on 20 different topics, about 20 minutes each. And every presentation, someone's going to go home with a $20 prize.
And we've actually been shooting, we actually did our interview shot in during the previous one. It was the Dante one. It was packed. So let's start with the Netgear switch and what you're showing here in the booth, because this is actually a working switch.
Yeah, this is Netgear's latest and greatest part of their managed switch line. This is an AV industry killer, I think. This is 96 ports of 10 gigabit per second Ethernet for less than $10,000. That's less than $100 a port. And you see here, unlike most Ethernet switches, but just like an AV matrix, it's modular, right? So I can populate this 8 cards at a time of copper, 8 cards at a time of fiber, or guess what? This is 8 slots at a time of PoE.
Yeah, and we're going to shoot individual videos on each one of these products. This is a Netgear switch. So if you want to learn more, just go in and type in Netgear in the video search window, or you can type in M4300, something like that, and it'll get you there, -96X, because there's 96 port capabilities. Let's head on over there and show us what you're sort of demoing here in the booth. What are we showing here?
This is what we call the codec shootout, although we really need to rename it. We've stopped focusing on our AV over IP codec versus the others because honestly there's not a good comparison there, right? So instead what we're comparing is SDVoE against live video. This is through an HDMI cable and that's it. And against HD-Base-T, right? The matrix switch that SDVoE is here to replace. And then of course we do have a Crestron NVX in here because that is sort of the best of breed of the 1 gig solutions. But what you can see if you come by the booth and check it out is that any 1 gig solution is going to have to make severe compromises.
Yeah, and what you're showing here is SDVoE, HD-Base-T, the live video source to compare to SDVoE, and Crestron NVX, which is a 1 gig system versus the 20 gig system that you have.
Just 10.
All right, sorry, 10 gig system that you have. It's got so many numbers in my head now. All right, so let's go on to the next, right on this way. Okay, so we're going this way, and again, SDVoE is an alliance of manufacturers that have come together with using the same chip technology for 10 gig AV over IP signal routing and distribution, basically, is the best way to say it. It's sort of AV over IP as sort of the future of the industry. Over here, we're doing a demo. What are you demoing here?
Because we take advantage of 10 gig networking, because we intelligently use multicast to manage our bandwidth, SDVoE actually enables real AV-IT convergence, meaning you can have a flawless AV experience and the IT experience you demand on one piece of infrastructure. And that's what this demo shows. You'll be able to check out the detailed demos on some other videos, but this shows that on 1 gig, the compromises you have to make mean convergence isn't possible. You have to choose AV or IT. And on 10 gig, you can have both and enjoy them both.
Yeah, and we're going to shoot an individual video at each one of these product stations so you can actually see that demo. And the point of that is to show that the network that you're using, you can also use as a regular network as well while you're using it for SDVoE, and that you don't have to dedicate it just for video over IP, right?
Right. And so now, you know, in booth tour terms, we've shown you that this is the best performing codec. It takes on the matrix switches. It takes on live video. We've showed you that convergence is only possible with 10 gig and 1 gig, but now we're going to go beyond what's possible with other distribution solutions and talk about the processing capabilities of this platform. That means instant fast switching, that means video wall, it means multi-view capabilities. I can take streams from multiple sources, multiple transmitters, and display them on a single screen.
Yeah, and that's what you're doing here. And what's nice about, from what I understand about SDVoE, is that control software works with any system because everything's sort of universally compatible. So I can use one brand inputs, one brand outputs, and the controller will work with both.
You got it exactly right. We got a great graphic over here. We'll take a look. Hey, Vanya, push the right button. Watch this, guys. This is the multi-view. No, I think you pushed the left.
Push the left button. Yeah, the right's on the other side.
Now you need to push left again. You know what? Now you've screwed up my video. We're just going to move on.
There is a difference between left and right.
This is the graphic I wanted to point out here. It kind of explains that stack that Gary was bringing up. The idea that the API here in this big blue box unifies and brings together all of the hardware, all the AV endpoints, the SDVoE devices, and treats them as a single interoperable system, and then presents a control interface to those higher layers. So now you build your custom interfaces on top of that API. You can use a third-party control system if that's part of what you'd like to do, and then you use those custom interfaces to create the user experiences at the top level for whatever market you're trying to serve, right? The point is, at SDVoE, you know, hey, I've got some experience in this market, but I don't know every kind of job you want to do, every vertical market you might want to approach. So what we built is a platform so that individual designers, installers, programmers, consultants can solve their customers' business problems in this unified ecosystem.
Okay, so do you know the screen right and left?
I do.
So we're going to go over here and give this another shot. Can we go back around here and do this?
Let's do it.
Let's come back over here. He's left. The guy that doesn't know the disc screen right and left. Don't press it yet because I want to make sure this is on camera.
Actually, here's the good news. It is now in the state that I wanted to show you guys, which is multi-viewer. I would say this is the most advanced processing capability of this system.
So this is showing how you can take different content sources and overlay them on top of each other and sort of create a digital canvas.
That's it, right? So here's a picture-in-picture example. Here's a 2x2 split, so I can monitor 4 sources on one screen. This I'm just showing, look, an arbitrary layout. You know, there's no limits to how you can map these things together. And the one on the top right there is interesting because the way the technology works inside it, and let's save the full details for the long version. Each individual encoder can actually send 2 different streams into the network.
Right, and you should watch the long version videos. So what I want you to do is, now that we've given you a little taste and a tour of what they're doing here, go in and type SDVoE in the video search window so you can see individual videos on everything that they're showing here at the show. Justin, thanks a lot. I really appreciate it. Congratulations on the success of the Alliance. Check them out at sdvoe.org.